Good morning, legends. Super quick one today. We've got the 3 games to go through, and I'll just go through the top main players that I wanting to be looking at, really. So Campbell, to kick things off, 64 in this one against the Storm in the wet with a bit of a bad knee. Bloke's a freak. He can just do it all. And continues his 61 average there with the 2 try assists, 3 offloads, running the footy plenty at 164. Still kicked from fullback as well. And look, even if there's a decent likelihood that he ends up playing one next week with Brimson out, he can show and has showed that he can score pretty well in bad conditions against a good team. Now, 28-16, he was involved with all 3 of their tries and the goals. So absolutely everything here. And it wasn't a super high scoring game either there with a decent amount of players over 50, but nothing crazy here. We had the error off the bench with a big 63 there, as well as Farlongo with a double for him with a really nice game. But Campbell there, definitely a buy next week. When we're looking at him, he's basically going to stay the same price there, and he's going to be very helpful for us next week or the following week there. Both Fermor, if you end up holding on strong with him, then he was a good play this week, knowing that he didn't play many minutes in Origin. Got the 55 with the try-saver TO as well, and ran the footy plenty, almost 170 metres, so a good one from him. Eli Katoa, very similar situation there without the try-saver turnover tackle, just really got into his base, which is great. 59 for him from that standpoint, had a few negatives as he does, but a great 54 and is scoring pretty close to where he's priced at right now. So still a guy that we're looking at, myself anyway, for round 16 and beyond, depending how we can get to guys like Preston. Tino, what about the 71 minutes from him? Backing up from Origin, very, very impressive there with good minutes in Origin. Come into this and try to get his squad the win. Did a great job there with, very limited negatives, which is pretty rare for him, especially on the missed tackle front. So well done there. I want to shout out Wishart and Jojo Fafita there. Both had really good games and a lot higher than where they've scored this year. And I think someone was messaging me saying they went Wishart as a cash down at 278 and picked up the 53. So fair play to you. Hughesy there, 46. He, again, is someone we have on our radar for round 16 and stabilises his price there with a 46. Pappenhausen with the 44. Now, 4 goals, had the earlier try assist and offload. So you saw that and would have went, oh, let's go. This is going to get nice for him. But the game in the wet. Game they didn't completely dominate, and all of the attack didn't go through him through the second half of that game. It was a fine score. In these type of games, you want that run number up and the tackle break number up. So wasn't to be. But he'll be, an interesting one, and hopefully at an okay price come round 16. Glory Weaver. We had Munster 32 with 1 try assist off the kick. Defended okay. Just not a lot for him either. I suppose good thing that you've wrote up the price rises, and now he can be moved on. This week coming, potentially, or the following, is an easy one if you haven't done so as yet. And the news of today is that Jamal Fogarty apparently is going to be out, a groin issue. So not 100% confirmed. He's still in the 19, but it was all sort of after that there was all the noise around it. Stefano just a 27 minutes for him, wild one, and Jack Howarth there 27 for him in this game. Now, moving on to my cows and the Tigers, and it was great being a seller of Stafford Toa a couple of weeks ago. Comes out and absolutely dominates, absolutely cooks the left hand side of the cows with Laybutt getting an absolute bath there. 14 tackle breaks for him, three line breaks and the 2 tries. So an 80 for Stafford, one of his better games of his career, and well done to anyone still sticking strong or looping. Then you got a bit of a win there. Let me know in the comments if you are able to get him on your 13. Dearden 74, cracking game post Origin, and stamping his claims on that 7 jersey. Although the Manly boys came out and won well in their game as well. A try, 2 try assists, a try saver as well for Dearden with 5 line break assists. So that is impressive. And at least in this 7 role now, he's kicking the footy a bit at 184. Purdue not too much. Drinkwater gets a lot of kicking here, 257. So that's great for Drinkwater owners, and he's someone that I'm definitely targeting over the next few. with that 62 there, the try assist. The killer thing for me here was the fact that he got a length of the field try, which is the absolute pits, the absolute worst for someone that is a non-owner. So yeah, well done to owners on that one. I got dusted there. Hopefully not as good for him next week, but we did see that all the attack came through Jaden Campbell at 1, last week, just yesterday afternoon. So maybe Drinky can do okay next week in that clash. Now Terrell May, 70 for him, 75 minutes, just got the 5-minute rest. No missed tackles, doing his job. Great captaincy. Thank you. And we move on. That was all we need to say, Terrell. You're the best. We appreciate you every single day. Purdue, 65 for him, 2 try assists a try, 18 tackles for 1 miss, so much better on that front. Ran the footy for 106, so it didn't get an increase on that from the week before. That has decreased, and it looks like he will need to achieve some attacking stats on a regular basis for him to score really well. But this was a target game where you thought that he could, and he definitely delivered. Hopefully you looped. I think we could in the private people squad, which was nice there. But we'll see how he goes over the next few weeks. Hopefully this means you don't look to sell. People were looking at it this week, and that was a mistake. But yeah, Drinky, someone on our target list over the next few. As you can see, many better scores than the previous game, given this one was a dry game, usually how it works. We had guys like Buller, Bateman, Staines, Jackson Paulo, Heath Mason, anyone who scored a try, ended up 50 plus basically. Of course, Terrell May didn't need it, apart from the one line break assist, the old 2-pointer, my favourite stat. That was his only attacking stat there. But Mason looked pretty solid. He did miss a fair few tackles, which was not good for the side, but in attack, he ran well and did a good job there. So shout out to him on that one. We should see Latu Fainu come into that spot very soon. Seyfarth, bit of edge, bit of middle, 7 missed tackles for him was the killer, but went to work in this one. Meant Jackson Bird ended up playing some bigger minutes as well, with Twiley being injured, but they're not of relevance. Abby Coruscant, if anyone who bought, picked up a 40, kind of a very normal stat line for him, so not the end of the world, but these type of games, you're hoping for the big ones if they're not against like a top tier squad. And I can't believe the Cowboys almost bottled this one, up 32-6 and end up losing. It was pretty wild. Dewey's 34, Luai's 33 with the sin bin, and then Dewey off with the sin bin as well. That hurt him. So he was actually having a pretty solid game until that point. But yeah, there you go. Tony Suka got some more minutes there, 40 for him. And yeah, Twiley with the concussion. Hopefully he's okay. What about Royce Hunt? Plays 15 minutes, even with Twiley going down with a concussion. So a really, really good signing for the club. That one was. Manly. Broncos. All right. So up top here, a few decent scorers, but only 8, 50 plus, which isn't incredible. But Luke Brooks had a much better game in this one. Picked up 2 try assists, ran the footy well, defended well, and kicked plenty as well for 211 metres. When I say plenty, nothing compared to his partner in crime, DCE, who kicked in the 200s in Origin and came back for an 827 in this one. So very, very impressive. Plenty of back and forth, which was good to see. And not a crazy amount of errors apart from in try scoring situations from guys like Falalo on that right-hand side. So Leo Hopewadi looked really, really good through the middle there. They were so dominant, and this Broncos side's in a world of pain. And speaking of pain, glad I held him. Not 43 with the down date too. That's not what we wanted. I was 46 last night. I was like, can we get him up near 50? Nope. Other way around, of course. But Lehigh, great. He's been awesome on the wing the last couple of weeks, and then great here at fullback. So if you did buy him last week or the week before, you're in a good spot there, which is great to see. And he's looking awesome. Paddy went to work. So Payne Haas, error, penalties, missed tackles, the goods. I think it was not on the penalties, but great start to the game from him. And Carrigan was 8 in 8 minutes, and then just kept that flowing for him, which was good. Olakawatu showed one of his better games, ran the footy well, got his opportunity in attack there as well, but to not have any other negatives apart from 1 missed tackle is the big win there for Ola. Spoke about DCE, just played a much better game, got a couple of try assists. Ricky was 62, shout out to him. Just that stock standard 45 average for the year. But the big news here is Jazz Tavanga. 51 for him, 69 minutes, 1 missed tackle, 1 penalty, got his offload, got his 51 in base. Happy days. So he was the main buy of the week so far. We've still got, Colin Matangi and Aitken and these guys to go. Campbell was good as well, but Tavanga making bulk cash in the moment. So important for 15 and 18. I hope that you did jump on that one there. Even if you didn't play him this week, like for me, he's unfortunately on the bench compared to Payne Haas, but yeah, you'd be happy with the cash gains, and unfortunately we just can't play everyone this week. Payne Haas is 43 with 27 tackles, 2 misses, 2 errors, and an inside 10. A very, very high negative stat line for him in this one, and that's the problem there. In other games after Origin, we see him somewhere in the 50 minutes, and he can usually be fine. Usually, not perfect, but just under a point a minute or something like that, and somewhere in the 50s would have been fine for this game. But for him, unfortunately, to have the 139 meters when your team's a little bit under the pump, that's where the pain comes. Ruben Garrick, thankfully, he puts in work. 21 tackles again, missed 3 early, end up with 4, and the 1 penalty with the high tackle. Just not getting opportunities in attack, in good ball. He could have had a try assist to Failalo, who did drop it close to the line, but still would have only got him to a 48. But a 41 in base with some goals, solid enough. I was a little bit worried early on. I was like, it's probably just going to roll out a 30 again. But 41, we could take that. Not super excited about it when, Drinky and JC were getting 60s last night, but it is what it is. We paid less for a reason. We just haven't got the spoils as yet. They do have a couple of nicer clashes coming up. I believe the Tigers are in there somewhere, so hopefully some points can be had. Burbo with 38 in this one for a solid score. If you're looping or playing, I don't know if you take that one. If you've got Katonga, then you probably take Kitty over him there. And then Cobbo on the wing. Arthur's in at fullback. Is okay as well. But the team was pretty awful. So Arthur's there up to 47. Ran the footy well. Got the try saver turnover tackle, but not too much outside of that. And we'll leave it there. Thanks so much, guys. As I said, short and sweet. Got coaching and different fun things today. So we'll leave it there. Thanks so much for jumping in for this one. Hope it helps. And I haven't spoken to Nicky yet, but I'll try and get him to do tonight's video by himself. I've got a big day, so we'll leave it there. Thanks so much, guys. We'll get the rest of my round wrap tomorrow, and we'll get into round 14. Thanks, guys. Good luck the rest of the weekend.